Welcome back, cohort. I'm so happy to see you here again. Did you miss me? I didn't hear anything, so I missed you guys though. And welcome to all the new viewers. My name is May, and this is Simply May's Thoughts. This channel is about productivity, making sure that you are getting the most out of your day. So, we always hear the saying, everyone has the same 24 hours, but are we all using it wisely? Let's make sure that we are using our 24 hours wisely, and let's make sure that it's full of positivity so that your life can be full of positivity as well. So, today I'm going to be talking to you about how to remain professional in a work environment. And since we're on YouTube, the situation that I will be referencing is the situation that occurred with Bloveslife and EatwithQue. So for those of you who may not know and may not be familiar with the mukbang community, Bloveslife has been a pioneer within this community, and it's a community on YouTube where they may eat in front of the camera, share their expertise on different types of food, and just simply enjoy life. And EatwithQue is also an up-and-coming mukbanger, and she collaborated with Bloveslife. She had a negative experience with Bloveslife, and where I would say she went wrong is that she went into the situation with so many expectations without having a common ground for what both parties are expecting. Not to mention, she uploaded a video on YouTube sharing her disappointment without informing Bloveslife. I feel as though if someone offers you the opportunity to collaborate with them on a much higher platform, you should at least owe them the decency to explain to them, this is how I feel and I'm going to be uploading a video about it. I just wanted to let you know first. So that that person can also protect their brand if they feel like you are wronging them. But anyway, this is not all the way about them. This is for everyone. You don't have to be in the work world of YouTube. This can apply to all your work life. So let's get started. First, I want you to make sure you're going in with a positive mindset. So understanding the difference between an argument and a disagreement. And the reason why I say this is because when you're going into the situation thinking that we are having an argument, you're thinking of being defensive naturally. Some people may be able to have an argument and not be defensive, but I know that I can't. So I oftentimes tell myself this is a disagreement, we'll work it out. Because when you're going into an argument, you're defensive and you're ready to argue about whatever it is to prove your point. And oftentimes we don't want to hear about the other's point because you're too busy trying to prove your point. But if you go in with a mindset that this is a disagreement, one, you'll understand that you'll have the mindset of possibly reaching an agreement, which if it's agree to disagree, that's fine. Not everyone agrees, but at least you know that there's a possibility for an agreement, and you understand that you're trying to find the miscommunication within the disagreement. Next, I would always recommend a mediator. And the reason why I say recommend a mediator, because there are some people who may speak harsh, or some people who may just think that they are saying whatever is on their mind and it may be coming off rude to the other person. So having a mediator who can share your opinions respectfully is a great way to start. Sometimes in the moment, you may not be able to share your opinion respectfully. You may feel disrespected to the point where you feel as though respect cannot come through you. But if you have someone there to say, hold on, let's stop, let's pause, let's take a break, you know, at least you'll have someone there to make sure that everything is going well, both parties are being represented accordingly, and you do not feel like one is taking the other one's side. And to piggyback off of that, my next tip is to never handle the situation with disrespect. Okay, so I understand this may be a very hard thing to ask, especially if you feel as though you have been disrespected. But what I need you to understand is that it's not always good to react. Everything shouldn't make you react. That means people can predict your moves. That means people can predict how to push your buttons. So just try your best to handle every situation with respect, even if you feel like you are being disrespected. If you feel like someone has talked about you in a negative way, you can go and let them know, I don't like what you said. This is how I would have handled it, and this is the proper way to do it. So that they know in the future, if they have a problem with you or if something is occurring, this is how you would like them to handle it. Not to mention, a way that you can show disrespect at work is to create a hostile work environment. So let's say a man and a woman are working together, and the woman may feel as though the compliments she's receiving from that man is a bit too much. That itself can even be a hostile work environment, because she may not feel comfortable coming to work or comfortable wearing certain things to work simply because she feels like she's going to be getting unnecessary attention from the males within her profession, in a professional environment. So just making sure that although you feel disrespected, you are relaying the message accordingly and letting them know that is not okay. I will not be tolerating that, and don't let it happen again. Next is understanding effective communication skills. This can be within your environment and your language. So let's give an example for language. So let's say you're just talking and talking, and you're not checking to see if the person who you're talking to is understanding what you're saying. That can cause miscommunication. So occasionally stopping to say, do you understand? And then they may say, what I understand is that you feel like this, or what I understand is that you think I did this. If they are right, you can say yes and move on. If they aren't, you can stop and explain, and then ask them if they understand again. This is to ensure that all levels of communication are understood and that you got your point across. But also, environment makes a big deal. If you have a situation at work that you want to handle, it may be best to handle it at work, where you can reserve a conference room with a mediator and talk about it. I don't like this. This is what you did, and this is how we should move forward. And then that person can understand, okay, I'm in a safe environment. I don't feel as though anything can get hostile. We can talk about it. We're at work. I know we're both going to keep our cool. And this will just make both parties feel secure. I wouldn't say, if you're having a problem at work, to take your coworker down to the bar down the block and say, hey, this is what we're going to talk about, and this is why we're going to talk about it. That they may not feel comfortable at a bar, or they may not feel comfortable even at a coffee shop. They may feel, okay, we're in the public and we're not in a safe zone. I don't feel like I'm safe at a coffee shop, but they may feel safer at work. So just making sure you both understand where you feel safe to have this conversation. And one thing that I didn't mention with the mediator is to make sure that the mediator is on no one's side, and that the mediator is comfortable with both people, and vice versa. So this next thing may not be for both parties involved, but this is for the bystanders. This is for the people who work around you, or I'm not talking about your family who you may go home and confide to. They're going to obviously have a bias, but this is for the bystanders. Do not pick a side. Try your best not to pick a side. Sometimes picking a side can be inevitable, because it may be dealing with a situation that's against the law, such as sexual harassment, prejudice, racism, abuse. These are some things that you may not be able to not pick a side, but respectfully saying, if it's a situation where you can respectfully decline to be a part of it, I would say to do that. So referencing the Be Love and Eat with Q situation, many YouTubers decided to upload videos reacting to the situation in a very disrespectful manner. And I understand it creates views, it creates content, but there's ways you can go about it without having to feel as though you are embedding yourself into the situation and you're creating a negative vibe on your channel. For example, I love the way that Tay from Tay and Lou handled the situation, and Lou as well. Lou clearly stated from her channel that she didn't feel like sharing her opinion on camera because she already had her opinion set. That's okay. You have your opinion, you don't want to share it, and that's that. But Tay, other hand, Tay had her opinion and she wanted to share it on camera, but she kept it neutral. She understood both sides and she made sure that she relayed how she understood both sides, so that she didn't pick a side on camera and she understood how each side could have felt the way they felt. And as a bystander, you can always make your voice known without diminishing the value of what you're saying. So if you don't agree, you can state I don't agree, but just don't be disrespectful and rude about it, or do it in a negative manner where the two parties feel as though, okay, I respect this one, I don't respect this one, because you have to keep in mind, you are still at work. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and keep a lookout for my next video. Bye!